Hello, my name is Lena Arceta with RiverCruising with Lena, and today I'm delighted to be speaking with Columba from AmaWaterways. Now that I have experienced sailing with AmaWaterways myself, I'm delighted to have this discussion with Columba about their ships and beautiful itineraries. Hi, Columba.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. There's always little technical glitches at the beginning of the call, so apologies for that. But thank you so much for having me here today. I know that river cruising is new to you, but it is the fastest growing segment of the travel industry. And after, 2 years of being locked up at home, or almost three, people are really anxious to travel again. So I'm happy to be here to talk about river cruising and how it's different from other cruising experiences or other travel experiences, and a little bit about Ama itself, because it may not be a name that a lot of your clients may have heard. Everybody knows our major competitor. They do a lot of direct mail, a lot of advertising on television, because they're a very, very big company. AmaWaterways is a small family-run business. These are the three owners of the company. We were founded in 2001, so right before September 11th. So to say a company knows, adversity and trepidation about starting something new, yeah, they started right before September 11th. So, it was a tricky time then. We just got through COVID. We have survived. We are a company that, strives to do the best they can and to make you feel like you're part of the family when you board one of our ships. When we talk about the comparison of big ships versus river cruises, we like to say that oceans take you to countries where rivers take you through them. And here's a gorgeous shot of our ships sailing on the Rhine River Gorge, which is where you sailed, Lena, not too long ago. So
Yes, and it
right?
was It was beautiful. It was absolutely stunning. I spent hours on the sun deck enjoying this journey through the Rhine Gorge. It was beautiful. We've seen so many castles and so much beauty passing by these towns and seeing the little towns where people live. It was absolutely fantastic.
And it's funny when people ask me all the time, they'll say, so who are these people that go on river cruises? I say that people that have been there, done that on the big ships for years, and now they want something new. I mean, I came from the big ships. The last 10 years before joining AMA, I was with Royal Caribbean, and you can't get any bigger than that. Or people that say, oh, no, 5,000 people on a ship, that's not my idea of fun. So we get a cross between those two. And as you can see from this picture, people that have never cruised and they're afraid to cruise, they say, oh no, I can't be out at sea and see nothing. This is what you see on a river cruise. Yeah, there are some parts that might not be as pretty, of course, but you always see land. So don't worry about being seasick on a river cruise. It's smooth as can be. The only time you might feel a little bit of a bump is when you go through the many locks along the way. And that's really an amazing experience in itself, just to see the engineering marvel of how the ship and the water levels rise and lower and the ship gets through. So it's really quite a different experience than big ship cruising for sure. So when we look at where we go, and there are other river cruise companies out there, obviously, we're not the only ones, but you'll see that we all go to pretty much the same places. You can't be that innovative, right, as far as where the rivers are. So from the North Sea here all the way to the Black Sea, we're taking you to places the big ships can't go. When you're on a big ship, you're going all the way around Europe. You're not hitting these little towns and villages along the way. So most of our itineraries are 7 nights in duration, but we always offer a pre or post land extension. So let's say, for example, you're looking at a Danube cruise. You might want to do 3 nights in post. Sorry?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something. You might do 3 nights in Prague and then go on the ship and then do the Danube cruise. If you're doing the Rhine cruise, you might want to spend a few nights in Amsterdam first. At the end of the cruise, when you get off the ship in Basel, we have an extension that will take you to Zurich and Lucerne. So I'm going to show you more in detail of those itineraries, but just wanted to show you the total geographical map of where we go. Now, we also do have some exotic locations. So we're not going to spend any time on those today because really Europe is the heart of our business. But we do have a tiny little ship that sails in South Africa, only 14 staterooms, 28 guests, and we have 5 different itineraries. We have a ship of 36 staterooms that sails in Egypt, the Nile River, very, very unique, that I absolutely loved. I did it last year. So we have Africa, Egypt. We have Vietnam and Cambodia in Asia. That's also a magical experience. So if you've done a lot of Europe and you want something unique, you can join us on the Mekong River in Asia. And new for 2024, we're going to be launching a ship in South America. And when most people think river and South America, they think Amazon, but not us. We're doing something different. We're going to be going to Colombia in South America. So very excited to offer that in 2024. But like I said, today is all about Europe. So the Danube, the Rhine, France, we have 5 different itineraries that touch upon all the rivers in France. We have 2 ships in Portugal. And that's pretty much all that we cover. Our fleet is comprised of a total of, by next year, 29 ships, with the bulk of them, again, being in Europe. So very, very strong, healthy, but not overwhelming company. Again, when you sail with Ama, we want you to feel like part of the family. And river cruising is all we do. So we don't have big ships, little ships, airplanes, buses, hotels. What we do very well. So let's talk about the differences and what makes river cruising special if you've only done a big ship. The first thing I'll mention is the inclusiveness. We all know that the big ships like to lure you on with a great price. But once you're on the ship, you know how much money you're going to spend on that ship, whether it's specialty restaurants, a bottle of water, a cup of coffee, all the little things, Wi-Fi. All of those things are included on an AmaWaterways cruise. So if after this presentation you're a little bit intrigued and you call Lena for a price and she gives it to you, you might say, whoa, that's a little more than I thought it was going to be. Remember, when you walk off the ship, you're not going to have a big bill. Everything is paid for upfront. Let me tell you easier what's not included, okay? So we don't include gratuities. We feel that that should be at the discretion of the guest. We give you guidelines and you follow that. And you can add them to your bill at the end of the cruise. The only people you'll tip otherwise are along the way are the tour guides, okay? We don't include all alcohol all day, but we do have beer, wine, and soda included with lunch and dinner. And we have a complimentary cocktail party every night before dinner. So if you want to drink after dinner, you want to drink with lunch, you'll have to pay for that, but otherwise it's included. Of course, we don't include we don't include hair salon, masseuse, or gift shop. That's it. But everything else is included. It's an intimate and personal atmosphere. The size of our ships are about 156 guests on average. That's like a lifeboat on Royal Caribbean. I hate to say it, but they're small and they're intimate. You really get to know your fellow passengers. Dining's always open seating. So you sit with this couple one night, another couple another night. You want to avoid a couple, no problem. You just sit where you like. And it's a very friendly, open atmosphere. All staterooms and public spaces have a beautiful view. There's no such thing as an inside cabin on a river cruise ship. I'm going to show you the staterooms in a minute. You choose your activity level and type of excursion. When you look at the AmaWaterways brochure or look online and you see the list of daily activities, every excursion that's listed is included. So unlike my competitors, they'll say city tour. They have options, but they'll say if you want to do that, you'll have to pay extra. So with us, the options are included. There are a couple, I want to say five excursions throughout all of our itineraries that are not included. Like, for example, we offer a concert in Vienna. That we charge extra for. Because if we made it free, everybody would go. And then they'd realize, oh, this is really not my kind of music. And then they'd complain about it, right? So in the evening, you have a Mozart and Strauss concert. It's not for everybody. The people that want it will pay. The people that don't will stay on behind on the ship. Not a problem. So just ask Lena, say, look, I understand that all the excursions are included. Are there any I should know about? And she'll check with us. And if there are, we'll let you know. And we talk about the level of activity. When we do our walking tours, we do them at different paces. So you have your gentle walker, regular, and active. You choose how fast you want to go, how active you want to be that day, or if you want to just take it slow. And then we also offer excursions besides just our walking tours. So we have bike tours and we have hiking tours. So if you think that river cruising is just about, being and seeing churches, town square, and city hall, think again. There are beautiful historical sites to see, but you can do them on a bike, you could do them hiking, or you could take a typical walking tour. The main thing that people love about river cruising is that the ship docks in the heart of the city. And that is the case, I'd say 95% of the time. Of course, if you're going to like on the Danube cruise, you want to get to Salzburg, that's inland. So you're not parked in Salzburg, but we'll take you there for the day. So places like Cologne, places like Budapest, places like Amsterdam, you can walk off the ship. Paris, just walk off the ship. You can walk to the Eiffel Tower, if you're a good walker, from the ship. So that's the real beauty of it. You're not always on a motor coach. Enriching daily cultural experiences in small groups. When you do sign up for an excursion, maybe 50 people sign up for the same excursion, but we break you up into smaller groups when you're with your guide. So it makes it easier, more manageable. No seasickness, like I mentioned, calm waters on the rivers, fine dining with fresh and local ingredients. If you go on a Danube cruise, the menu will be different than it is on the France cruise. It'll be different than it is on the Rhine cruise. What we try to give you is a taste of the destinations that you're traveling through. So it's like dining at a fine restaurant, but on land in that country. So we really give you the flavor. And the most important thing is smart, casual, leave the formal wear behind. It's during the day, it's very casual. We know you're going to be active. We know you're going to be out. You come back, you have time to take a quick shower, change, come to the lounge for a cocktail before dinner, and you'll go to dinner. There's no jackets required. This gentleman happens to be wearing a jacket. It looks like it might be the captain's night or the night he might be going to the specialty restaurant. Not required, just as long as the gentleman wear a button-down shirt for dinner. In the winter, a sweater is even fine, but no real formal nights. There's no photographers following you around to take your picture. So let's take a look at a couple of itineraries. The romantic Danube, again, being one of our more popular. So as I mentioned, you can do 3 nights pre in Prague. So that's where you see, where's my cursor? I can't find it. So 3 nights pre in Prague. Then you'll transfer after the 3 nights via Regensburg, get on the ship in Wilshofen. There it is, Wilshofen, Germany. And then you see all these dots, all these places. So the ship will dock in Passau. It'll dock in Linz, but you'll have excursions that take you to Český Krumlov, take you to the Austrian Lake region, Salzburg. So these 3 excursions are all from Linz. Lots of choices. Then you'll go to Weissenkirchen, Dürnstein, Vienna, Bratislava, and end in Budapest. So when you look at this itinerary, you're hitting 5 different countries. The Czech Republic is not a stop on the ship. But like I said, if you choose the excursion to Český Krumlov, you will be in the Czech Republic. So lots and lots of choices. When they're looking at the Rhine cruise, you can begin or end in Amsterdam. It goes in opposite directions. So one week one way, the other week the following. So you get on in Amsterdam, you sail the beautiful Rhine River, Cologne, Rudesheim, Speyer, Heidelberg, beautiful areas, 4 different countries. You'll get off the ship in Basel and have an option to go to Lucerne for 2 nights and Zurich for 2 nights. And what I forgot to mention earlier was that when you do the land extensions with us, the cruise manager is with you for the whole trip. They're there on the land portion too. There is sightseeing that's included on the land portion. There's breakfast that's included on the land portion. And you have some free time to explore on your own. But the cruise manager is there to act as a concierge, give you tips, advice, where to go, where to eat, where to stay away from, that kind of thing. And also with this Rhine River, we have a new itinerary we introduced in 2021. It's pretty much the same itinerary, but when you get off the ship in Basel, you can continue and go to Lake Como in Italy. So another option. We have many, many different itineraries to choose from. I'm just showing you a few. France is very popular. We have 5 different itineraries there. This is one of my favorites. I did this in 2022. Got on the ship in Paris. Like I said, walked over to the Eiffel Tower. Then we sailed along the Seine River, ended up in Le Havre. On this trip, you get to go to Monet's Gardens. You get to go to, of course, to Normandy beaches. So if you like history, you'll get to see where the D-Day invasion took place. You'll sail to Le Havre, you'll disembark the ship, and then we transported ourselves and went to Saint-Malo for 3 nights, where we got to visit Mont Saint-Michel. Really spectacular trip. So we have this cruise that does Normandy, and we also have our basic Paris and Normandy cruise. So when you go on a river cruise in Europe, you know, you're going to get a lot of history, a lot of Jewish history, a lot of art history, architecture, great food, a little bit of something for everyone. But now we're on the ship, and what makes Ama great? Well, it's the service on board. The staff does an amazing job, again, to make you feel like family. Looking at staterooms, this is the minimum category. So as I said, there's no such thing as an inside. Minimum even has a window, has TV, a safe deposit box, mini refrigerator, of course, a bathroom. The next step up is our French balcony stateroom. So it's about the same size, but you have a beautiful wall of glass. So this is not a step out balcony. It's just a railing, but you can open the door, get fresh air. Next step is our innovative twin balcony. So on the left is a step out balcony. On the right, a French balcony. Nice size from 210 to 235 square feet. And then, of course, our suites are situated the same way, but with a sitting area, which I'll show you. In 2016, we started building ships that accommodate families because we developed a partnership with Adventures by Disney. So they charter our ships. So we have connecting staterooms, we have triple staterooms, we have quad staterooms, which have a queen-size sofa bed on one side and the bed on the other. So we can accommodate families of 4. And then the other unique features that other river cruise companies don't have, our larger ships in Europe have a pool on the top deck, our smaller ships a jacuzzi. We have a masseuse on board, we have a hairdresser, we have gyms, and we even have wellness coaches. They get you up in the morning to do a little core strengthening, resistance band training. We really, what I like to say, like I said, I came from the big ships, is that we pretty much have everything the big ships have without the crowds, and no casino, unfortunately, but that's it. Everything else is there for you. So we have a main lounge on the ship also. So unlike the big ships, we don't have a wine bar, a martini bar, a comedy club. This is the main room where everybody meets. You'll come here for your excursion talk, for your evening entertainment. If you don't like to sit and have a big breakfast, we have an early riser breakfast here. We have snacks in the afternoon when you come back from excursions. We have late night snacks after the entertainment in the evening. So the piano player is there every night before dinner. And then after dinner, he comes back after the entertainment's over. You'll come here for your cocktail party every evening. There you go, complimentary every night. There's always a drink of the day, but you can order from a nice list of cocktails that are available. So complimentary every night, 1 hour before dinner. Then you'll make your way to the main dining room, where again, Epicurean experience. We are designated by the Champ de Ritusseur for our culinary offerings on board the ship. So we have a main dining room, and we also have a specialty restaurant. But unlike the big ships, we don't charge for the specialty restaurant. This is complimentary. You're going to come on board. Excuse me. You're going to make a reservation for whichever night you choose. Getting thirsty and hungry. For whichever night you choose, you'll walk in the night of your reservation. The maitre d' will introduce himself, the staff, the wines they're going to be pouring, and then it begins. It's a multi-course tasting menu. And as you can see, there's an open kitchen. So you'll see the chef preparing the dishes, and they just keep coming, beautifully presented, tasty, wonderful. I recommend highly making a reservation for the chef's table. Doesn't cost you any extra. Why not? And then after dinner, whether it's in the chef's table or the main restaurant, you'll make your way down to the lounge again for your evening entertainment. Now, if you're looking for Las Vegas or Broadway, that's not happening. It's local entertainment. It's really about the destination. So when you're visiting whichever country, it'll be a local entertainer that comes aboard to give you a little bit of their charm, a little bit of their acts. Like I've been on where there's a string quartet, there's a dance troupe, it might be a glass blowing demonstration, lots of different things. And I just want to spend 2 minutes on our gem that we sail along the Danube with. It's the AmaMagna. She made her debut in 2019. And I advised you earlier that our ships carry 156 guests on average. Well, the AmaMagna carries 196 guests. She's got 40 more guests, but she is twice the width of a standard river cruise ship. So what does that mean to you? More options, much larger staterooms. So the Magna can only sail on the Danube, because the Danube is the only river that has locks that are twice the width for 2 ships to go at the same time. But when the Magna goes, she goes by herself because she's a little chubby, so she has to go alone. But she offers 4 different dining venues, staterooms on average of 345 square feet, a much larger gym, much larger lounge, obviously, and 2 little spin-off lounges as well. So people maybe not interested in the entertainment, they have these little lounges where you can just go sit, relax, play a board game, get a drink, and just have quiet time. All the dining room options are complimentary. It just offers more. So again, the Magna only sails on the Danube. And if you've been interested about a river cruise, but always thought like, too small, not enough for me, this is the right ship for you. And new this year, we actually added a pickleball court on the AmaMagna. This is the new craze. Everybody's playing pickleball. So if you're interested, the AmaMagna offers that as well. The excursions, as I mentioned, are included. We have all kinds of different excursions. So walking tours, culinary tours, hiking and biking. If you like wines, we have designated dates that are wine cruises, where there'll be a host on board doing lectures. And of course, very popular time to sail with us is for Christmas market time. Christmas markets open the Thursday after Thanksgiving. It's a little chilly. I don't mind it though. We're all in the Northeast. You know, as long as it's not raining, I'm good. They're sunny, beautiful days. They're a little chilly, but they're beautiful. The Christmas markets really lend themselves to get you in the holiday spirit. So those are available on the Danube, the Rhine, and new for this year, we're expanding to France and also the Douro River in Portugal. So who are these people? We're going to finish up where we started. We get families. We get food and wine enthusiasts. We get couples on board. We get solo travelers because they don't feel intimidated. There's only 156 people and everybody's friendly and they're welcome to, you know, meet and greet with everybody else. Active cruisers love us because of the biking and the hiking and the gyms on board. Gentle walkers have no problem sailing with us because they get to do things at their own pace. Girlfriend trips, always popular with us as well. Leave the husband home and the girls have a great time shopping and exploring and drinking wine. Ocean cruisers. So again, those that have been there, done that on the ocean, they want something new. They're finding their way to the rivers of Europe. And of course, adventure travelers. So adventurers love our Africa, our Vietnam, our Egypt trip, and soon Colombia. So it's really perfect for everyone. Even you can have a great time on a river cruise. So just to wrap it up, all excursions are included. You have 3 or 4 choices in every port, bikes and pools or jacuzzis on board. The only place we don't have the bikes is Portugal, just so you know. Drinks at every meal are included, rotating wine menu from the region that you're traveling, sip and sail cocktail party every night, award-winning culinary and this fabulous chef's table restaurant, average of 140 guests because we have some ships in Europe that carry 102, some 196. So we say 140, 150 average. So more space for everyone. The best thing about AMA is we only require a deposit of $400 per person at time of reservation. Your final payment is due 90 days prior to departure. So if you see a departure, a ship, an itinerary that you're interested in, we're open for sale for 24. We're open for 2025. Grab the cabin now. They're small ships. This way you know you've got your space. Even if it's for 2025, $400 will hold your reservation. Your final payment will be 90 days. Lena will be calling you 90 days before, say, hey, it's time to make your payment. But otherwise, you're free and clear. So it's a great way to travel. And ask yourself, how much is it going to cost to disembark? So like I said, it may seem a little expensive when you first look at the price, but when you add everything in, that complimentary Wi-Fi alone. So many people are working remotely now. You can work from Europe on our ships. The only time you might not get service is when you're going through the many locks or some little tiny towns, but the major cities all have Wi-Fi available. So it's a great way to travel. So we'll open it up. I don't know if there are any questions, Lena, that you might have gotten from anybody that's typing in.
I had a lot of questions ready for you, but you had such a great presentation that you have answered most of them.
Great.
I would like to ask you personally, what's your favorite ship and itinerary?
Oh, that's a tough one. Last year I told you I did Egypt, and that was really a trip of a lifetime. If you have not done Egypt, anybody interested, please let Lena know, and we will definitely, get on a call with you to talk about it in more detail. In Europe, I've done the Danube, I've done the Rhine. I love the Danube for the big cities that it goes to, but I love the Rhine for the little towns and villages that it goes to, those little French towns in the Alsace region of France. I also recently, just August, did the Portugal cruise. Portugal is a small ship, 102 guests, and it sells out very, very quickly. It's very popular. And I didn't think I was going to like it because it was just one country, where you see the Danube and the Rhine offer 5 different countries. But I have to say, Portugal really moved me. I thought it was spectacular. The river was absolutely gorgeous. You're sailing in a valley most of the time, and you're looking at this beautiful landscape of vineyards and beautiful plants. And it's a very narrow river. So we don't cruise at night. All the cruising is done during the day. So you're just taking it all in, and it's just beautiful. So if you have any interest in Portugal, we really got to book that one really quick. Danube and Rhine, we have a lot of ships, a lot of different itineraries. So you have a little bit more flexibility there. But something like Egypt with only 36 cabins, something like the Douro in Portugal with 102 guests, sell very, very quickly. So, any one of them that you do first will always have a place in your heart for sure. My being here 10 years now, I've done most of them, and I can't pick a favorite. I'm sorry. It's like picking a favorite child. Can't do it.
That's fantastic. And you're absolutely right when speaking about the fact that everything is included. Usually when we purchase or when we make a reservation for a cruise, we'll look at the initial price point. But then when you get on board, you start paying for the drinks, for internet. Excursions alone cost a fortune. And I was so pleasantly surprised that when I sailed on AmaWaterways, I left the ship. The only thing I did is I tipped the personnel, and I just could not do it because they were so fantastic. The next day, they knew everybody's name. They knew your preferences in drinking and eating, and they knew your allergy. If anybody had an allergy, they were very attentive to that. So I was very, very impressed. I spent 10 days in Europe, and I did not need to withdraw any euros. And I have been to Europe before, and there is the cost of flight and hotel, but then there is an additional cost of everything else. It's not the case with AmaWaterways. I was so thrilled to see that I did not have that additional bill added to my vacation cost. It was
Absolutely.
very impressive.
I'll never forget my first time. I was like a little nervous about, getting on the ship and saying like, oh gosh, what am I going to do at night? Because I came from the big ships. I was a big showgirl. I love casinos, but it's such a different experience because you're so busy and so active during the day. And because dinner is one seating and the wine keeps coming, if you don't turn your glass upside down, it keeps coming. So by the time you go upstairs, it's like 9:30 already. The show starts at 10. You have a little bit of the string quartet. I was done by 11 o'clock. I didn't miss what I thought I was going to miss, because it's not like a big ship where you're sitting on the top deck drinking pina coladas and napping. You're busy, you're active, you walk
Absolutely.
miles a day if you want to. Of course, if you don't want to, you don't have to, but it's just so exciting to be in all these new places that you want to take it all in. So it's really very, very different. I think everybody
Right.
at least once.
And on some days you visit two cities and you sail between the two towns, and you don't want to miss that. So you are on the sun deck or you're in the lounge enjoying your glass of wine and looking at all the beauty outside, it was just absolutely gorgeous. This session has made me want to go back as soon as possible. It was just so fantastic, and I have done it all. I have done the land and I have done the big cruises. River cruises have really impressed me. So excited to be in it, and I have spent many hours over the past several months, learning everything about it, and I just keep on falling in love with them more and more.
Thank you. Well, share this away with all of your clients and let them share with their friends and family. And I hope to continue our relationship, and you send me many more clients going forward. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions. You have the phone number right in front of you, and join my group and like my page, RiverCruising with Lena.
Thanks so much. Bye, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Columba.
Bye.
Bye.